Each year the Queen recognises a variety of people for their dedication and hard work. This year one of those people was Christopher Napier, awarded Officer of the British Empire for services to the environment and rural communities. Christopher was chairman of the Hampshire branch of the Campaign to Protect Rural England, CPRE, for 11 years and said the award reflects the work done by their volunteers and dedicated staff over many years.
It was a great surprise, and we're all delighted about it. And actually it's quite a propitious year for it, because it's the 50th anniversary of CPRE Hampshire and the 90th anniversary of CPRE nationally.
The Vice President of CPRE Hampshire said that Christopher has worked at national and county levels a lot of his time and been involved in helping a range of other organisations, including the Petersfield Society, the South Downs Joint Committees and the Drum Housing Association.
He's been doing a great deal and doing it in his normal, quiet, open-hearted way. And somebody said that he is those things to CPRE, and I think I say hear to that.
Admiral Sir Brian Brown shared how Christopher was instrumental in the charity's work to secure and preserve some of Hampshire for the South Downs National Park.
I knew that Christopher was a key player in that. He was chairman of umpteen working groups who were looking at it, and was also working quietly but in the right direction to ensure that the appropriate parts of the Weald were included in it. And so it was when the actual devil came up for agreement by ministers. They accepted the arguments for both for Hampshire becoming a national park, but also for considerable parts of the Weald to be included in that.
Christopher's main role now is policy and planning, and 2016 has lots in store for CPRE Hampshire.
But one of the particular things we'll be putting together and continuing is our Green Belt campaign. We're seeking a green belt between the urban areas of Portsmouth and the South Downs National Park and New Forest National Park. This is not strictly to protect the countryside, because a green belt designation is a planning designation, which is to restrict planning in that countryside area and generate growth by urban regeneration and not by sprawling into the countryside. But at the same time, of course, the green belt does protect the countryside, and that area is a great opportunity for people who live in the urban areas of Portsmouth and Southampton, Fareham and Gosport, to use perhaps a green belt area for recreation, but also for protecting wildlife and green infrastructure and so on. So it's a big opportunity. And interestingly enough, if you go back to the 50s and 60s, at the time that green belts were being designated around the country, and by the way they were invented by CPRE, you will find that the green belt was indeed planned for this particular area we're talking about, and approved, but for some reason it never happened. But we're saying now's the time to have a green belt in place in order, yes, there's going to be house building, there's going to be growth, but we wanted to see it by regeneration of the urban areas, where there's plenty of places to improve things in the urban areas without just sprawling out into the countryside.
This is Shan Robins for That's Solent.